I'm back with the next part of our Peasant to Emperor series, and last time I came up with the genius idea of how we were going to travel north along the river, eliminating enemy territory as we made our way north. 2 minutes into the video, we instantly had to abandon that idea once we had 2 AI armies taking an enemy castle, and the Empire with ease eliminated them both. So in the end, we did the complete opposite. Instead of going north, we somehow ended up going south. We managed to lead an attack on this settlement here, and we were even joined by our Battanian allies. Over 1,000 of them came to our aid. And now, we must continue the attacks. We can't stop now, we have to keep moving forwards. So the plan right now is to go east to this castle. It belongs to the Northern Empire. There are 350 defenders, and I don't think we'll have too much difficulty taking it down. We still have about 750 soldiers. Then, once the castle falls, we will travel east again to the settlement, and this time we'll be taking territory from the Southern Empire. I believe they only have 2 settlements remaining, so taking one of the 2 will strike a massive blow to them, and then once we've accomplished that goal, we can turn our attention north. We can either work our way left of the mountain to these castles here and keep pushing north, and then maybe we'll do a U-turn at the top and come back south. Or we can kind of equally push up and then go left of the mountain, come back right of the mountain, and so on, sort of zigzagging our way up. I'm not too sure yet. We'll just have to see how it goes. I think I am leaning towards maybe going left of the mountain, up along the castles, and then doing a U-turn at the top and coming back down. But we'll just have to see. I can't plan that far ahead with how things have gone recently. All it takes is another kingdom to start a war out of the blue, and we may have to instantly abandon our battle strategy. But if we take a quick look at the current quests, we're on 56 out of 100 for the Northern Empire and 65 out of 100 for the Southern Empire. So hopefully we can get a lot closer to that 100 goal and finally bring an end to the Empire. It's been going on for too long. I just can't keep up the fight anymore. I mean, last time we checked, we've been battling for nearly a year. And hang on a minute. Another Northern Empire army of 500? Really? Really, my friend? And another army of 700? Where are you coming from? We're going to try and throw a bit of a Hail Mary. We're going to go for the castle. We're going to ignore the enemy armies because I can't catch up to them. And hopefully by sieging the castle, it'll get their attention. But if they combine forces, they'll heavily outnumber us, and we may be in for a battle of our lives. I'm taking a bit of a gamble here. We're throwing everything we have at them. And there we go. The enemies have taken the bait. How is this going to play out though? That's the question. There are nearly 1,500 Empire soldiers. To be honest with you, I thought we were going to be outnumbered more than that. Only being outnumbered just under 2 to 1 isn't bad considering the odds we faced in the past. But the enemy have taken the bait, and now we have the opportunity to eliminate them along with the garrison, and we may even get given the castle assuming we win the battle. We'll have to see how it all plays out. We may still have to defeat the militia once we're done. I'm not too sure yet, but we are going to head to the battlefield for our first battle of the day. And the battle has begun, and I won't lie, for a moment I thought I was an absolute giant. 1, I forgot I was on horseback, and 2, we're on a slight hill. That's why I look a lot bigger than the other soldiers. There we go, that's more even now. But I assume the Empire are going to charge at us at full speed. I mean, outnumbering us nearly 2 to 1 if they play defensively, then that's just a bit insane, to be honest. Our shield wall has seen better days. There's not exactly many of them left, but they are battle-hardened soldiers. They are the best of the best, the finest Britannia has to offer. And the mounted archers have arrived, and the mounted archers have left. There goes them. As the enemy outnumber us and due to battle advantage, there are 700 enemy soldiers on the battlefield against our 300. It is going to be an uphill battle, men. I won't lie to you. It's gonna be brutal. Many may fall in this battle, but if we stand together, we may be able to push back the enemies. We need to move the archers a little bit further forward. Some of them are behind a slight hill. And the enemy have arrived. First up is the recruits. I don't know why. Oh, maybe they're not recruits. Maybe I just insulted the quality of the Empire's soldiers. But either way, they have sacrificed themselves. The enemy infantry has formed a shield wall. Their shield wall is about triple the size of ours, which means they're going to push past. Not only that, but there's 100 cavalry on the left and 100 cavalry on the right. Well then, what are we going to do here, folks? I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to get my cavalry of 26 to cut down the enemy archers. They're not going to be able to stop the enemy cavalry. Oh my god. Here we go. Whichever one comes for me, I'm killing. That's my promise. Come to think of it, we can't even level up our riding skill right now. Men, I shall join you on the battlefield. I will once again fight as one of the infantry. Keep morale high, men, and we will soon be victorious. Do not give in to the Empire. Fight, men. Fight! There's too much cavalry. They're swarming behind us. We seem to be holding back the initial attack well. We are suffering some losses, but we're not suffering as many as the Empire right now. We have to hope that we can cripple their morale before the reinforcements arrive, because there's another 700 in reserve. They're ignoring the infantry and they're making a move straight for the archers. To be honest with you, having Fian champions as all of the archers, they're probably better equipped than the melee infantry. You're probably better off fighting the shield wall, lads. The shield wall has held. The men are victorious. We must now prepare for the reinforcements. The battle is not over yet, soldiers. We cannot celebrate just yet. Sadly, the cavalry didn't make it out alive. If we take a look, we have 0 cavalry. It is just the infantry and archers left. I sent them to their death, but their sacrifice will not be forgotten. It was for the glory of our kingdom. Their sacrifice is so the bulk of us can live another day. Enemy reinforcements have arrived, but the enemy cavalry has run head-on into our shield wall, which is actually suicidal for them. There is no way they're gonna breach that. That is probably just what we needed in this battle. For them to sacrifice their cavalry like that, it's only gonna cripple their morale further. And now they're backing off. I assume they're regrouping. I doubt they've given up just yet. So men, we shall march forwards. We won't allow them an opportunity to regroup. We have found where the enemy have regrouped. Archers, open fire. I told them to fire at will for now to reserve some of the arrows. We don't want them wasted on the stragglers. But now that this is the bulk of the enemy army, it is time to once again open fire. Are they retreating for good this time? Some of the soldiers are celebrating and we have won the battle. The question is, have we also won the castle? And we have indeed won the castle. This is a great victory. Not only have we eliminated the bulk of the enemy forces, but we don't have to siege the castle as well. So we get an instant free castle and a ton of prisoners. I mean, if we take a look, what's our prisoner total up to these days? But we have 53 prisoners. That's probably the most we have ever had. 53 enemy lords all locked up in our army, in our castles, in our dungeons, pretty much everywhere we can stuff them. But I mean, how many enemies are we going to have to take down? At this point, if 53 of you are locked up, surely the war should come to an end. How can you still say there's 59 out of 100 when you're all locked up? We are now down to less than 650 soldiers, but we are going to make our move for the next settlement. We're not going to stop now. We have arrived at the next enemy settlement. This is the one belonging to the Southern Empire. We're going to lay siege to the place. We're going to need some trebuchets to destroy their defenses. We could starve out the garrison. If we did, we'd have a militia of less than 200 to fight, which will be massively in our favor. But it does mean we have to be here for about 6 more days, and I don't know if we can afford to do that. But I thought I'd take a look at the party because some of the lords were escaping, and I just realized we have 29 enemy lords in my party right now. I mean, if someone was to defeat me in battle, I'd burst like a piñata, and all northern lords would just come out. So we can't allow that to happen. We have to make sure we never get defeated. If I do, the Northern Empire could build an army instantly. We even have the Emperor himself locked up. Maybe I cut his head off and take his helmet as my own, because I have to say, that is quite the nice helmet, my friend. It looks expensive. I don't know how effective it is at actually protecting you, but I mean the price he'll fetch, it's gotta be pretty good. But enough of that for now, we must turn our attention back to the settlement. Well, I have to admit the Southern Empire have caught me off guard with this maneuver. I was not expecting enough enemy lords to gather and take us down. I mean, if we take a look here, there are 1,400 enemies. If we go to Kingdom Diplomacy, there are only 3,500 Southern Empire soldiers. The fact that nearly half of their entire strength has shown up in a single battle, I wasn't really expecting it. I think because the garrison has 400 soldiers, the lords didn't need as many soldiers as they normally would have to launch the attack. But if we can defeat them right now, we can capture 15 enemy lords and we can get a settlement. That would leave the enemy with barely any soldiers and only a single settlement left. And I can't remember if they're at war with someone else either. Okay, so they're also at war with the Aserai. So if we leave them with a single settlement that doesn't have many defenders, the Aserai may just move in and eliminate them. So I think winning this battle pretty much guarantees the death of the Southern Empire. We must be getting close to Khazate territory. The enemy army has 63 mounted archers. That's probably the most mounted archers we've ever had to face so far in this entire playthrough. But just like the others before them, these shall soon fall. They've managed to angle themselves in a position where most of my archers can't fire at them. And somehow I am absolutely nailing my shots today. Damn, that was actually quite accurate from myself if I say so. Gotta give myself a little ego boost before we join the main battle and fight for our life. But the enemy archers are pretty much eliminated. Well, the mounted archers have pretty much been eliminated. It is now time for the infantry. Unlike the Northern Empire, the Southern Empire haven't sent a load of shieldless warriors to run at our front lines. They've actually sat back with a shield wall. Actually, that being said, I think they've put their archers in front of their shield wall. So they may not have sent unshielded men at us, but they have just put their archers in the firing line. That's an interesting tactic, if I say so myself. You have basically just sent hundreds of men to their death. That's probably worse than the Northern Empire. Look at them. Why are there crossbowmen walking at my front lines? What is the strategy here, soldiers? We can't really kill your infantry anyway because they're all shielded, so it would have taken a while to burst through your shields. So it's not as if the archers were a distraction. But the enemy have now launched their attack. We shall send in cavalry of my own. We only have a handful. It's the same as always. But now we're going to join the soldiers on the front line. That being said, actually, I leveled up last battle. So I did put a point into my riding skill, which means we could have leveled it up. Why did I jump off my horse? I haven't actually been paying attention to my riding skill, so it might have leveled up in the beginning when we were killing the mounted archers. Let me jump back on my horse for a moment while the enemy ease off a little bit. I need to kill a man. Bear with me, men. I apologize, but my riding skill may be the thing that wins us this war. That's why I'm trying to focus on it right now. And it doesn't seem to be leveling up. So I can only assume we've maybe maxed it out again. We only had one focus point, so I said last time we're most likely going to get to like the low 100s. I don't think it'll boost it higher than that. But it doesn't look like it's leveling up. And the first wave of enemies have been defeated. The shield wall is still standing strong. I don't know how. Are those javelins all in your shields, men, or are some of you impaled? I mean, the front line is basically covered in blood. But at this point, I don't know if it's our blood or the Empire's blood. Cavalry, you can ease off a little bit, men. There's no need to charge the enemy. I don't want you to die this time. But it looks like the enemy may be fleeing. The men have begun celebrating. And the battle is over. We have defeated the Southern Empire, and we may also be given a settlement. And we have indeed been given a settlement. This is great again. Today we have launched 2 sieges and I haven't had to fight any of them. The Empire are just handing us their cities. But if we take a quick look at my character right now, we can go to riding. So we did indeed cap out at 112. We're going to have to level up once again, get some more focus points. I think I'm going to need all 5 focus points. Because if we take a look at the athletics skill, that has 5 already and it's capped out at 232 and we need to get to 225. So I'm pretty sure we're going to need all 5 focus points, which means we need 3 more levels. But we are slowly making progress. It's nice to see. We're not at a complete loss for now. We are now less than 500 soldiers. The army is slowly falling after each battle. We can't keep it going for that much longer. We may have a couple more sieges left in us, depending on if the enemy attack us or not. But we may have to disband the army soon. I mean, if we take a look, some of the lords are rebuilding, so when it does come time to swap them out, we can disband this army and instantly assemble a new one. Influence isn't a problem anymore. We have nearly 7,000. I can't even remember what level clan I am, if I'm completely honest. We are actually clan tier 6. I mean, I'm not surprised. With the amount of battles I've been doing, we were bound to get there sooner or later. But now if we take a quick look at the quests, we can see where our progress is at. So the Northern Empire has gone up to 64. I think last time we checked it was at 59. So defeating that army and taking the castle has boosted us up a little bit. But the siege of the Southern Empire settlement has probably resulted in it dropping a little bit as well. As for the Southern Empire, hold on a minute, we've won? The war is over? Are we about to get a notification soon to say we've defeated them? If so, this is great. We have defeated 2 of the 3 empires. This does mean that once the pop-up appears, and there we go, the rest of the Southern Empire will join the Northern Empire. So the Northern Empire has got a little bit stronger, but I mean, if we take a look, I don't think it's that much of a difference. They're now up to 9,000 strength, but I believe they were at about 8.5 anyway before the previous fight. But we now have 78 of them locked up. How do you keep a fight going when there are 78 of you locked up? That's 78 armies that you can't build. I love how 50% of that list as well is just quaggles. How many people do I have locked up now? I have 37 in my collection. This has gone from a game of Bannerlord to a game of Pokemon. Can we collect them all? The only issue we have right now is because the Southern Empire has fallen, their last remaining settlement has automatically been transferred to the north, and all of the remaining lords have been transferred to the north. Which means if we take a look at the quest, it's knocked our progress back down to 40. Because the enemy have got that little bit of a boost and they've become a little bit more stronger, they're now more confident in defeating us. So our war progress has backtracked a little bit. But that is not going to stop us. Now that we have conquered the south, I'm not going to march all the way east just to take that one settlement. If they're still at war with the Aserai, I just hope that they take it, to be honest with you. But now that we have dealt with them, we are going to turn our attention north. I think I'm going to go with my original strategy of marching north left side of the mountain and just work our way here and then along the river. and then we'll do a U-turn at the top and come back down. Surprisingly though, the Aserai has some land deep into Empire territory. I thought they would have taken the ones that bordered them and not just randomly took some in the middle. But it's nice to see that the Empire is slowly falling. We are winning this war. As I said at the end of last time, for the first time in quite a while, or for the first time ever, I actually see an end to the war with the Empire. I can see a way out. We are actually winning this battle. We just have to keep fighting a little bit longer, and soon we'll have them. Soon we would have eliminated them once and for all, and then we turn our attention to the others. The last 3 remaining kingdoms, the Aserai, the Khazate, and Sturgia. The Sturgeons will probably be the easiest to take down. We could conquer this region here, push north, and then that lines us up for a war with the Khazate, and maybe the Aserai will be the last ones. With how awkward they are, separated by the sea, we may have to leave them till the end. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. We can't plan our future wars against 3 different kingdoms when we haven't defeated the one right in front of us. So men, I ask once more, are you willing to march with me? Are you willing to take the fight to our enemies head on? We have arrived at the next Empire castle. There are only 500 soldiers remaining. We have laid siege to the castle, we have destroyed all their defences, and we're about to make our move. In the meantime, the Northern Empire have launched a counterattack of their own, and they're trying to take one of my settlements. I didn't even realise that actually belonged to me. I knew we were given that castle from last time, but I didn't realise I had the settlement as well. So we're going to have to try and march into this castle, defeat the defenders, and then instantly turn our attention to the army. Because of the angle right now, I can't actually see what kind of army is taking the castle, so whether we can actually defeat them or not, I have no idea. But first, we must take down these defenders. Into position, men. It shouldn't take too long to eliminate the enemy. We have cracked a giant hole in their defenses. We should be able to just walk on in and defeat them. The archers should provide cover fire. That being said, why aren't the enemy archers dying? We should have eliminated them by now. Some of the enemy soldiers have actually rallied out of the castle to face us. Interesting choice. I'm not too sure if the enemy are also trying to defend the right side of the castle. We do have ladders that we could use to scale it, but with a giant gap in the wall like this, it'd be a waste of time if I'm honest with you. We may as well just focus on making a gap here. And hang on a minute. Are the enemy archers kind of like jumping on our heads? What's going on here, men? Lord Commander coming through. Excuse me, men. Don't mind me. I'm trying to wiggle my way in on the horse. We seem to be having some technical difficulties. Bear with us while we push our way through. We are in the castle, but we still haven't made it through the swarm of soldiers. And there we go. We are now fully in. I'm going to provide some cover for the men quickly. And as soon as we've done that, we will focus on the infantry. Right, what's going on, men? What seems to be the issue here? Okay, I may have accidentally executed one of my own soldiers. That's not what I was aiming for. Whether you can believe that or not, that's another thing. The enemy have closed the front gate. I shall open the front gate. I don't think I can open the inner gate. Or should I say the out... Oh, actually I can open the entire gate. Interesting. Well then. There's no one to come inside though. Hang on a minute. Did my men just try executing me with my own trebuchets? I spent days building those damn things and you repay me by firing at the front door? Really, men? Alright, soldiers. Just take them down. I think we're finally done here. I can't believe I almost got flattened by my own siege equipment. We have taken the castle and we have just found out that there are over 1,000 Northern Empire soldiers taking the settlement. In my current state, I don't think we'll be able to stop them. We'll march over and we'll witness the siege. Maybe they become weak enough that we can eliminate them, or maybe backup will arrive. But right now with 450, and hang on a minute, there are Aserai soldiers nearby. Will the Aserai fight? Will the Aserai come to our aid? Well, the answer to the question of will the Aserai come to our aid is no. They've just walked straight past. They've completely ignored us. They're wandering off somewhere else. Maybe they'll launch an attack on a different Empire settlement, but they had no interest in helping us to defend ours. We managed to get here just in time, and there's only 3 garrison soldiers remaining. The army is down to less than 700, so we're going to make our move. We're going to eliminate them, and then I think we have to swap out the army. At this point, all the other lords are 40 soldiers or less, and after this fight, that number is only going to get lower. So we'll swap out the lords, we'll get some fresh ones in the army if there are any available, and then we'll probably continue our march north. And this shall be the battlefield. It is a nice open field. The enemy are just there for the taking. We don't have to worry about any dodgy terrain or anything like that. There's a little river or stream in the middle of us, but that's not going to cause any issues. I mean, look at it. It's not as if someone's going to get washed away or stuck in that. But the enemy stand across from us. They're not going to advance right now. They're going to hold their position. But after the archers start firing at them, I imagine they'll soon break formation. On each side, there's about 60 odd cavalry. We do have more cavalry this time. We have about 50 of our own. But I still don't think Battanian cavalry is any match for Imperial cavalry. Once again, they have placed the archers in front of the infantry shield wall, so we are just going to absolutely annihilate them. You are literally just sending them to their death. What is the point in this? I don't think there'll be many reinforcements this battle, if any at all. We were close to the 1,000 mark. I think the enemies will have a couple hundred soldiers in reserve. But once we defeat this army, the reserves are going to be absolutely useless. There's not really going to be anything they'll be able to do. We'll send the cavalry to engage the enemy cavalry, and instantly my cavalry has charged forwards. I thought I told you to attack them on the left, lads. Where are you going? The enemy cavalry. I couldn't have been clearer in my instructions. Okay, well, my cavalry has completely abandoned the strategy. I told them to go left and they went forwards. Interesting maneuver. And there are the enemy reinforcements. But by the time they arrive, we would have defeated all of these. Or the hope is that we would have defeated them anyway. I can't tell if this is my cavalry or enemy cavalry. Are you good or bad? You seem to be good. Has the enemy cavalry been completely wiped out? The battle always gets a little chaotic when you just tell the cavalry to charge. Maybe if I tell my cavalry to pull back and regroup, we can kind of assess the situation. Because right now, I really don't know what's going on. Well, I pulled the cavalry back to get a better look at the situation, and it turns out the enemy reinforcements fled the battlefield. And that is another army defeated and a settlement saved. The settlement was on the verge of collapse. There are only 5 defenders, so we got here just in time. But today has been a great victory for us. We have taken 2 castles, we have taken a settlement, we have defeated one of the 3 Empire kingdoms. Only 1 remains now. We have an army on the way. I think they were going to defend the settlement, but due to their size and how far away they were never going to make it in time. We now need to swap out our army. We need to pull in new lords, but because of that new army that I just showed you, there's not many lords available. There are a few that we can call upon. So what I'll probably do is I'll call upon these. I won't call upon the others for now, but it's going to take a few days for some of them to arrive. We'll keep the current ones in the army for now, just as a bit of a reserve, but once the others start arriving, I'll begin releasing the others so they can rebuild armies of their own. And then, once our newly formed army is ready, we will have to march on the Empire once more. Maybe we will put into action the plan that I set out a couple of videos ago, where we will march north. We will actually take this castle, this settlement, and this castle here. The Aserai are marching east, so I assume they're going to hit this region or maybe even this settlement down here. So if we go north and work our way down, the Aserai working their way up, soon we will have a fallen kingdom. The Empire will be no more. In terms of quest progress, we were massively set back by the Southern Empire joining the Northern Empire and the fact that the siege of the Southern Empire settlement took a little while as well. But I don't think it's too much of an issue. I think we should be able to turn that around, no problem. It's not the end of the world. I mean, at one point, we were at -70 on the verge of losing the war. So being at 40 is not the worst thing in the world. But I'm afraid that's all we're going to have time for now. Join me next time as hopefully we may be able to eliminate the Northern Empire. If not, I'm hoping to get her over and done with in maybe 2 videos, 3 at the most. I don't think the fight with the Northern Empire can go on for much longer. I mean, at this point, we've been battling for nearly 300 days. 60,000 people have died. It's not looking too good for them. But that is going to be it for now. So as always, if you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, and until next time, see ya.